Hey, here we are again, back at you tonight with the Drive Marketing. Tonight, Corey and I have got the pleasure to sit and visit with Tyrone Webster. Ty, how are you, buddy?
Good. How's it going this evening?
Hey, it's going good. If a guy could get just a little shot of rain, we wouldn't
Yep.
have anything to complain about.
Right. Right.
Yeah, you bet. Hey, glad you're on tonight. Big things going on there at Webster Cattle Company with the annual bread, cow, and heifer sale.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an exciting time of year around here for us. We look forward to it all the time. It's one of the things that I take a lot of pride in. It's cattle I've bought, I raised. Consignments from some of my better friends that I got a lot of respect for in the industry, and it's something we really take a lot of pride in and look forward to. I like meeting people. We got a lot of return customers. It's a good time of year, and the weather's been awesome, so the cattle look good. They're easy to look at, so that's all been real good.
Hey, I got to give it to you. The weather could be bad, and I'd say the cattle would still look good at your house.
As long as we get a good picture day, I'm happy with everything.
There you go. Hey, so this isn't a new deal for you guys. How many years have you had this sale?
We were looking at it the other day. It's our fifth year. It's the fifth year we've had it. I've been down. I moved back down to Missouri about 8 years ago, and about 3 years into it, I started this bread sale. I always admired what they did at the first class sale when I was a kid, and helping with that and consigning a few cattle to that and everything. And I always just knew kind of go moving forward to grow my operation and what my dad has built on and everything else, that we're going to have to do more than just sell steers and everything. So we started doing this, and it's really been a passion and a love. Just the mating and genetics, and sometimes when we get to selling steers, we pay attention to it, but the customers don't talk about it near as much and everything. And with this, when people call, I can go back 3-4 cow families and really dive into it and kind of show what our hard work has kind of paid off for.
Oh, that's good. And I noticed this year, I'm infatuated with this club calf business and the way you guys can build these. I mean, they're just incredible looking animals, and so I get over there and I go to shopping there late at night. I mean, obviously I'm more of a purebred guy, but I noticed this year you're not just covered up in bred heifers. I see some proven cows. Why? Tell me why a guy like yourself be invested in the business, hustle the way you hustle to have the extreme quality, why you do the work and pass on the goods.
So the easy way to put it is that we've had a lot of sales over the years, and whether it be bull sales, heifer sales, steer sale, bread sales, and everything. And if you give the people what they want, it seems to pay you back, and everybody seems to be a lot happier. If you push the edge on your quality of stock, I really don't like calling people and begging them to look at my stuff or bid on them or this or that and everything. I feel like the way we're doing it is that I'm buying a lot of these cattle or raising a lot of them, and we keep them, calve them out for 3 or 4 years, and that builds my base to make my next round of cows. But a lot of people are selling breads. I think that's kind of maybe the main trend. I'm not saying nobody else sells cows. I'm not saying I'm the only one that does, but that's kind of here 3 or 4 years ago. I had about all breds, and I only had a couple cows, and they weren't even really proven cows. They were just good bred cows, bred to the right bulls, and they sold as easy as anything in the sale. And I just kind of looked at that, and I was like, I think there's probably a better way to do this. So um, we started putting some proven cows in there the last 2 or 3 years. Customer success was real good with them. The response is real good with them. I don't mind calving out the heifers and getting them bred back, because I can kind of breed them a little more maternal there than first 2 or 3 times and kind of build up my deal. But I like selling these cows on here. They just, as in our part of the world, and Corey T can attest to it. He's been down here a couple times. I mean, we are not blessed with great grass and great everything. To be honest, a lot of heifers in our part of the world don't look like your typical South Dakota, or maybe farther east where they're a little more confined. I mean, they're a little more, or appropriate conditioned, if you want to call it that, or a lot of people call it greener in their conditions. So giving these cows some age and some time to kind of grow into themselves, I feel like benefits the buyer too, because I think they got a lot more longevity when we don't push them breds quite as hard to get them, sale ready right off the bat.
Yeah, I gotcha.
You bet. With you guys, this your 5th year, and the quality at which you put them out there, surely you had some customer success.
Yeah, it's been pretty good that way. I mean, I don't know that I can rattle off all of it, but
Yep.
like this past year, Scott Heinrich, he bought a very good walks alone bred office a couple years ago. She had his high selling steer this past year for 48,000.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Larry Simons and Matt Alta in Ohio, they bought a group of breds office last year, was extremely successful in selling them. We've sold them to some of the better firms in the country, and some of them cattle are in the donor production or donor pens, if you will. Luke Doris bought a bred off us there 2 years ago. He sold a bred heifer out of her last year. We sold a one oak heifer that won the market heifers at the Missouri State Fair this past year. And I would venture to guess one of the high selling breds in there this year is out of her too.
I guarantee you that's right.
That belt that out of that broker son. Yeah, she's lethal. Yeah. But I like it when people call back and got success stories. You got to answer the phone, because there's dang sure some of them that, hey, it didn't go like we wanted it to, and I want to work with them people and everything and stuff like that. But when somebody calls and tells me they had a huge success, I'm probably a little bit different than some people. I like that. I want more of it. And I mean, anything that we do or a lot of people do, I know you want to be the best at, and you want to be one of the ones they remember, and you're not going to do that by not having success or selling the right ones. So that's what we kind of shoot for a little bit.
Yeah, good. Hey, so we talk about quality, we talk about the years past. Let's talk about this lot 1 that we're going to get to look at tonight. A crossbred female that's a man among boys out of a Wisdom Northern Improvement.
Yeah, so this cow here, she's cranked them out. She's actually one that I acquired from Nolan Ferguson up there in New Sharon, that's got a incredible cow herd and everything. And I told him, I said, hey, we're having the sale again, obviously, and if you wanted to send some stuff down, let's do it. And he sent down 3 of them, and they're the real deal. This cow here raised the 4th overall steer at the Iowa State Fair this past year, was dang sure a crowd favorite. The Iowa State Fair, I'd say, was as tough as it's ever been, since I can remember being a little kid. And that steer held his own, and he was in the top 5 all year long at Sioux Falls and Afton both days. And a lot of respectable judges got that calf to the front, and he was just a chubby, gargantuan bone, sound, huge muscled, good haired. I mean, if you had a herd of them, if you had a litter of them calves, you would love every one of them and be high selling calves. Before he had tested her, she had a one oak that Bonham bought a couple years before that was extremely good for 10,000. He had a litter of Igwits this year that sold real good. One of the better market heifers in the state of Iowa this year is actually out of this cow. I'm not telling you to buy one and bank on them progeny and getting along, but she's already had a proven track record, and I think some of the right calves are in the right homes this year out of this cow to really push a guy to the front. That Wisdom cow, she's had a lot of stuff too, like this one's mother. She had a Here I Am that I bought last year or 2 years ago, sold to Luke as a second heifer. She had a BDR bull that he's going to promote this next year. There's been a Baldy steer that was 4th overall at Kansas a couple years ago that was out of that same Wisdom cow. I mean, this cow isn't good on her side. She's good on her side, her dam side, her grand dam side. I mean, it's been pretty good, and she flushes extremely well. I think she's averaging a little over 8 eggs, and she's bred to worth the weight. That new Here I Am Veronica bull of Wade's that a lot of people are really high on. It's had a lot of good full sibs as well. So, I mean, if you're looking to really change a program or make your program better, I think this thing is. I wouldn't be breeding her back. I'd be if she was to stay here or whatever. Like, I would be flushing that cow year round, no doubt.
Yep.
But
Absolutely. Tell us a little bit about this lot 3 cow. Believe in Me daughter goes back to the Frosty. Was he a draft pick or something
I
like
think
that?
he was a double bred draft pick that
Double-bred.
Jerry Ferguson had back in the day. This is another one Nolan sent. And the reason I put her on the highlight list is because that M86 has cranked them out. She had the reserve steer. I think it would have been in 2008 or 9. Kenny Guns judged that year. The Stromberger family showed him he was reserve. He was a heat wave on that cow.
Yep.
And like Grady's, they had showed a Monopoly heat wave M86 at Kansas City there a couple years ago. That was a crowd favorite. I mean, that cow has raised multiple champions, a lot of dollars worth of stuff. It's been real good, and this cow is built awesome. She's built, I mean, in huge bone, heavy muscle, just a stout, burly, kind of old school. I would call her like a old. Corey will know what I'm talking about. She kind of looks like an old Leroy Beetlespocker or Nick Ryman kind of deluxe. I mean, you step in a pen and you're just like, whoa, what is that? You know, I mean, she's got it going on, and he's got her bred to made to order for a 1st of March calf. And you know, I think a lot of people are kind of hot and cold on that made to order deal, but if you want to go back in the record books, there's not been a clean black bull raise as many state fair champions as made to order. So I think it makes a lot of sense here. But
And
I think a lot of that cow.
and she is TH free though, right?
Oh, that's a correction we got to make.
Okay.
She is a carrier. Yeah.
Okay. All right. You bet.
Yeah. But
Yep.
she's
That's-
something. But
You bet. Hey, this lot 4 cow, she comes from the heart of the John Webster
yes.
program. Ty's dad, John, great cattleman, super guy. Known him a long time. Goes back to that 101 donor.
Yep. So they said I had to keep this short, and it's going to be tough to describing how 101 came about. My dad, when he first started, bought a group of cows, and 101 was in their very first group of cows he ever bought. Took her to Transova, started flushing her and breeding her. She raised, and this is all in the mid 90s, late 90s, and she raised champions in the state fair champion in Ohio, Illinois, Missouri, Georgia, a heifer that won her the key deal at Louisville for Sullivan's. And then so from there, we actually cloned that cow, and we started in on these clones, and we've had a lot of Irish whiskey daughters, and that have been some sale highlights in past sales that have gone on to be phenomenal producers for people. And this 705 or this lot 4. So the bull she's out of is an unbelievable son. I had bought a group of Angus heifers from Terry Cruzy in northern Iowa, and there was a heifer in there out of this unbelievable son that I sold Udell's. She was show heifer of the year for her division. She won Kansas City, and I thought this was the most impeccable built Angus heifer I had seen at the time, just as far as front end structure, square hip, square hocked, everything else. And as soon as I seen this heifer after I bought her, we got her home. Family showed her for a while, did very well. Then we sold her to Udell's, and I came back and I told Dad, I said, if they're not going to register up as anything, they're not going to be maintainers, they're not going to be foundations, but I think we need to do this just to make good cattle, and that's what we did. And we had this. We've had a litter of them. I felt like this was probably the best one to offer. She milks the best, is very fertile. And I mean, I knew when we sorted her up that the picture would be phenomenal like it is. And I just love this female. She's in her short track record. We've sold a couple heifers out of her. She's bred back to Ain't Bluffin'. I bred this cow like I was keeping her. I think them Ain't Bluffins, I think we're going to look back 5 to 10 years from now and be talking about Ain't Bluffin' daughters like we talk about whiskey daughters now. I mean, I think a lot of that bull, every one of them we've had here has been sellable bull or female. And I really think the calf in this belly of this cow is going to be dynamite. I love the looks. And if you watch her video, she just floats around the picture pin and good mannered. And I think she's the real deal.
You bet.
Yeah, you can tell just what I've had a chance to listen to you here and look through the sale on steer better. You can tell you didn't just breed these things to get rid of them. You bred them
No,
sale.
no, I did not. I mean, and I think this lot 4, we don't probably capitalize it on it as much as we need to, but my goal with this cow, on down the road when we were going to keep her or this or that or whatever, like when she was a calf, I really thought making foundation scimitals or maintainers was really the key to this one. I mean, I think her build and her front end structure and just her length and silhouette and everything, I thought would be the ticket on some purebred genetics to make them percentage females.
And then
Right,
with
I
that
gotcha.
donor behind her, that's just that's packed full of power right there.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know,
So lot 6 is up next, a crossbred female out of kind of the OG of the club calf deal, going back. This is an original heat wave daughter, is that right? Out of a
Yes, sir.
strictly business.
Yep. So I go out to California every couple of years and visit our buddy Ferris, and he had this one there, and he was just like, "Hey, she's kind of small pelvis. I don't want to keep her around this or that." So we brought her back, and we've actually just been flushing her. She's open and ready to flush. I would not advise breeding her to calve. But her flush record's been awesome. She's had about 5 calves that we sold for good money. One of them we sold for 15 to Jared Arthur that he sold to a family in West Texas. We sent another one down to Cromwell that was one of the highlights on his spring sale with some holdovers and stuff in it. And she'll throw a brockle face, a white tail. She'll kind of throw just enough of that chrome kicker package to make you want to really dive in on them. She
Right.
clicked really well to Here I Am. I really think that some of these new Here I Am sons that we're getting into, I would say worth the wait, or even some of maybe the new bull from Trinan that Wade's got that I think would be really, really good. And she's a double clean original heat wave, and on the bottom side, she goes back to a strictly business donor of Ferris's that raised a steer that did a bunch of winning in Iowa last year. I don't know exactly what Ferris averaged on her winning doubts out of that 125 cow this year, but it had to be anywhere from 7,500 to 10 grand. I mean, she's been doing it herself, and her mom's still doing it. So
Wow.
I think this one is made for a donor pen. I mean, I would put her straight in the donor pen to put her in production.
you bet. Well, she looks tricked out.
She's how I like them. She's heavy duty.
Heavy duty.
Heavy duty. Good stuff.
Hey, this lot 28 coming next. We visited with Chad Holtkamp there a couple weeks ago about old school Maine genetics and some of the genetics he had. This cow, she brings it all to the table. Predator,
Yep.
Doctor Who, and Draft Pick. That's some good Maine Anjou old school genetics right there.
So funny you say that. This cow originated from Holtkamp's. I bought her as a bred from there I stole her from Chad, just fell right in the sale order, and she's done nothing but click for us since.
How about that?
Yeah. Yep. She's one of them ones that you always go out, you pick her out. You probably wouldn't put her over, like the lot 1 or the lot 6 cows when you go out there. But you want to talk about a cow that out generates herself every time. I mean, she's had a set of twin Here I Ams that we sold for 20 for the group of them. And then this past year, we sold a Win and Doubt down at Chaplin's that's been winning the mains at a bunch of them Oklahoma jackpot shows for, I don't know what the family's name is per se, but we sold it to Travis Bartels, somebody around Duff there. But this cow's bred back to Here I Am for the 1st of February, late January calf. I'd have to look that up. But I mean, she's very intriguing to look at, very maternal in her build. But when she has a calf, they are draped with hair, good looking, square built, really, really good feeding kind of cattle. I mean, I think this one's future is still ahead of her too.
And for the way she's bred to have that old school genetics, and she's just a 5-year-old cow. She's just getting into the prime age there to start flushing on her and do some stuff, honestly.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Right.
sir.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what about this lot 14? Another crossbred, an Axelrod, Mercedes-Benz. That's out of a Monopoly Grey Goose. Look at this thing, Corey.
Yep. So this would probably be one of my highlights for the bread part of the stuff. We don't, like I said, we don't handle a lot of them, but the few of them we do put in, we try making it count. And I think this one does that. I mean, she is high neck, square hipped, awesome legged. Axelrod was a solid gold son that Otterstadt raised that Robbie Van Hove bought off him. Kind of a little different bred being out of a Mercedes-Benz Monopoly, but I really think on down the road, this thing doing God We Trust will make you famous. I mean,
Axelrod was a full brother. He was a heat wave son, right?
could have been.
He was a heat wave son. He's a full brother to that yellow steer that Kevin Jensen used to win Fort Worth.
To win Fort Worth.
Yep.
That kid's name was like Ocho Cinco or something like that.
I think it was Quattro, but
Quattro, yeah. Ocho Cinco.
I don't speak Spanish.
He didn't either, Corey.
But no, I know this one's a little different bred. Not everybody will probably know what it all is, and it's a little different. But I think on down the road, this thing to like an MAB son or to In God We Trust I think they will raise them how you want them. I mean, good selling. She's just got that presence that's tough to breed. And I think, with as many cattle as sell online anymore and stuff like that, you can tell when them cattle come in them picture pins, how if there's a flush mate group of them that walk around with a lot of presence, it's worth a lot. And this cow's got that and then some.
Yeah, that skeletal quality like that is tough to build, and it looks like she's got the feet and legs to climb the tall mountains.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Hey, these I'm telling you, I knew when we got to sit with you tonight we were going to get to see quality, but shoot, we ended with one here that most guys would have had to show her off first. So dang much quality here. So talk about it. Where are these cattle at? If a guy wanted to get in the pickup and come visit and come walk through them, where do we go?
Yep. So we live in northern Missouri, in Powersville, Missouri. We live just south of Tracy Gretzky's old place. There in Cordon, about 20 miles is a good landmark to kind of base it around. But the cattle are real easy to look at. We got some big, nice grass traps out behind the show barn. And anybody's more than welcome to come look through them. We got sheets and you can just drive out there and the cattle are calm and that part's easy. And we encourage you to come look at them. I mean, if you guys need anything at all, feel free to give me a call. My phone number is on the website. And if you need cell phone video, whatever makes you, reassured in what you're purchasing, just be sure to let us know.
Perfect. And what about trucking when this thing's over? You got trailers going every direction?
We'll have a lot of trailers going south. We personally deliver a lot of the cattle in the north. We'll head normally out to like Indianapolis area or out to Grand Island to kind of get some of them cattle where they need to go. But as we've never had problems with trucking before, so I don't think we'd have any now. But and we'd love to work with you, on however we need to or meet whatever trucks we need to.
Good. Well, there's no doubt about it. Those that don't know you, they need to get to know you because we've seen quality tonight, but something that we haven't hit on, and I want to hit on it when we close here, is Ty's desire to help you after the sale. His customer service is second to none. So I think we need to hit on that. I think that's something that's why you've been so successful is you sell somebody something good, but you're there for them when it's over too.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. I mean, there's a lot of cattle we sell in the fall that are derivatives of the breds we sold or opens we've sold or like some of our high sellers this year was a bred that we had sold and we had helped that family sell the eggs to another guy and got them calves in. I mean, I like it when it all comes full circle and when it comes full circle and it's a success, it's a good feeling.
Absolutely. You betcha. Well, Ty, good luck. Sale is Tuesday, December 21st
Yes,
on Steer Bidder.
Yes, sir.
But man, hey, it's been a pleasure of mine. Corey, I know feels the same way to get to visit with you about these things, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck.
Awesome. Thank you guys for having me. I love what you guys are doing here.
Hey,
Thank you,
appreciate
Todd.
it, Todd. Okay, have a good day.